have completed our activity book as well as the last chapter from the window, and now we will start from today a new chapter. Okay, so we will start from today a new chapter. I hope now it is visible to you and you can able to hear the thing. Okay, so we will start new chapter, that is reaching grandmother's house. So such after a long journey, how Omana reached her grandmother's house. It is given here, and at last she reached to her place. Okay, now we will start reaching grandmother's house. After our long train journey, we reached Kottayam in the night. So she was started 2 days before, and after 2 days she was reached in Kottayam at the night. Valiyamma means mother's sister. Okay, so Valiyamma's house was not far from the station, and we had to take 2 auto rickshaw because they were 4 in number. That's why they have to take the 2 auto rickshaw. We had to take the 2 auto rickshaw to get there. By then, I was very sleepy and I did not even wait to eat anything because she was tired due to this journey. She was totally tired. That's why she did not want to eat anything. She wanted to sleep because she was tired. And I took a bath and slept. So at first, before to sleep, what she has done, she has taken the bath, she become refreshed, and then she slept in the bed. I thought I had just fallen asleep where Amma woke me up again. Then she at once she got sleep because she was so tired. So after our tiresome journey, she was so sleepy. So she got to sleep and she just slept within seconds and minutes. And then in the morning, her mother again make her to woke, and then she woke up. Amma woke me again, we got ready, and again she had to start her journey. That's why her mother just made her to woke. Took out luggage and went to the bus station, and now again they had to go to the bus station because they had to catch the bus to reach their final destination. And what was their final destination? It was Ammu Amma's house. Ammu Amma means mother's mother, that means grandmother's house. Understood? So took out luggage and went to the bus stand. Wali Amma's family also came with us. So both the sisters, that means her Masi and her family, both the families started to go to their grandmother's house. Now we were 10 people and had a lot of luggage too. And they had lots of luggage because they have started 2 days before, and they had a plan to reach there and stay there maybe for a long time because it was a vacation time. That's why they all stayed there. Okay. Now the bus conductor came and Appa bought tickets for all of us. So her Appa, Omana's father, brought 10 persons ticket to for the bus, and we managed to get seats. As it went along, the bus got very crowded. People were sharing the seats. We also had to share our seats. So have you seen that when you just have some journey inside the village side, when it is not the township, and when the buses go to nearby places, that time in the private buses, they do not care that how many persons are going inside the bus. They just take the persons because they want to earn. That's why people have to kindly mute your speakers. I'm listening some kind of voices. Kindly mute your speaker and listen it carefully because in the class time, no other gossips, no other talks. Okay, thank you. Now they have started for the bus, and her father brought 10 tickets, and they had also to share their tickets because the seats were not so vacant, and so many persons were there. Just to adjust for the humanitarian ground, they had adjusted their seat, and they had shared their seats. Okay. Now the it was gradually it become more crowded because the places they were going on, few more persons were reaching on the bus, and they were boarded at the bus, and at the same time it was becoming very crowded, and the bus was going, very crowded bus was going, and they were also doing the same journey, and they had to share the seats. Now people were sharing the seats, they had also to share our seats. After a long ride, the bus reached the last stop, and then they have went to their final destination. And then I was happy to get off. My legs were stiff, I couldn't hardly stand. So it was a very congested place, and they had to share the place. Within just a little bit place she had to sit, and she had to share the seat, and there were no free place to move her legs and her body. That's why her legs were become so stiff, and when she was trying to stand on her own leg, it was difficult for her, and she was feeling it was painful. Okay. Now they I thought that my legs were stiff, I could hardly stand. I thought that we had finally reached Amu Amma's village, and when she got down from the when she get down from the bus, that time she thought that maybe it is the last destination, and she has just came to her final destination. But she was wrong, because getting down from the bus was not the last journey. She had to do little bit more. Then I thought we had finally reached Amu Amma's village, but no, our travel had not ended yet. The bus had dropped us by the water side. Look, Amma pointed across the water. That is where we had to go. But how we will go there, I wondered. So in the Kottayam, when they went to the river side, it was just like that. Across the river, the another side of the village, which village was there, in that village they had to reach, and that was their final destination for the Amu Amma's place, isn't it? So when she reached in the river side, or near the river side, then her amma or her mother just pointed out that across this river there was a village, and they had to go to that place, and that was their final destination. So look, Amma pointed across, she pointed it, that that was my house, and that was the village where we have to go. So it's a real excitement, no? After a long journey, then they had done the bus journey, then they had to reach to their place by water, any kind of water transport. So it was a real, and it was a quite different type of journey she had. Okay, then that is where we have to go, but how we will go there, I wondered. She was amazed that how she has to go there. Just then I saw a boat coming. This is a ferry. And Amma said immediately. A big crowd of people started getting off, school children, men, women, all with their own packets and luggage. Amma explained that the ferry was used by people to cross the water and reach the other side. And as soon as the ferry got empty, the big rush started from our side. Everyone had to pay the fare before getting on. Very soon the ferry was full, and it started off again. So what is ferry? Then as she was wondered, then now how she will go to her place. That time she have seen water transport, and it was not a boat, but it is a boat type system, and it was a ferry. Have you seen ferry? Ferry is just like a boat, but a big boat, and it goes on a water with the help of the engine. So it is not like that the boatmen row the boat and they have to cross the river, because lots of persons comes to the ferry. It's a big boat, and you can say it is a boat, but it is a modified boat. It is a big space, it has a huge space, and lots of persons can sit all together within that boat, and it goes with the help of the engine. So they started in the boat with the help of this ferry, and they have started their journey in the ferry, because when the ferry stopped, then lots of persons who have started their journey from the other side, they got down, isn't it? So there were so many persons, some students were there, some others, some maybe the ferrymen, or some of the traders, some of the officemen. They all have to go to their destinations. That's why they have crossed the river from the ferry. Okay, so they have reached there, and the big rush. Who wanted to go the another side? They started to filling up the boat, and along with them, these people means the I mean Omana's family, along with her Mausi's family or Masi's family. They all together went inside the ferry. Okay, so ferry is a type of water transport and used for carrying people in a short distances. It is a right definition, but the ferry have a specific characteristics, or you can see the ferry has a special character. That character is, it is not only just play, or it cannot go with the help of the oars. It moves along with the help of the engine. Okay, so it is a different type of boat, or you can say it is a modified or a modern kind of boat, and it has a little bit good capacity to carry the people. Understood? Now I managed to get a place to stand along, and she was trying to enjoy the water journey. She was trying to enjoy the just see whatever is in the river, and how she will go from the river. So she just managed herself to stand alone, and she was trying to see in the river. It was the railing. I saw the rippling of the still water as the ferry moved. And we know what is rippling. Rippling means when you just throw a stone or something, then it drop down in the water, and the water makes some circular movement, isn't it? So it is called the rippling. So in the still water, and when the water which is quiet, when we just started some movement, it makes the ripples. Ripples means the movement which is, that means the water is displaces and giving the space for the movement of the ferry or movement of anything. Okay, so she just observed the rippling of the water. There was rows of the coconut trees of the banks of the river. As we know in the South India, in West Bengal and in South India, there are so many water bodies, and we can watch and we can see rows of the coconut trees. So she also observed there were rows of coconut trees which were on the bank of the river. That means on the side of the river, there were so many coconut trees. Okay, now as we moved swiftly, they were moving swiftly because the boat was moving fast. So I could see people fishing, washing, bathing, and working along the banks. And we know there are so many occupations are there. Which are related to the water body. So as it was a big river, so she could see the washermen who were washing the clothes in the riverside, because washermen had to wash lots of clothes, and it is better to wash their clothes in somewhere in the water side, as it is not possible to take the water from the tap and to wash all these clothes. So it is better for them to go to the river side. So that's why she have seen some washermen were there, and some few fishermen were there who were catching the fish inside the river. Maybe their net was there, maybe some time they just take the fishes from their kata and borshi, isn't it? So the net and the thing. Again, she has seen so many other kinds of people who all were just on the bank of the river, and they all were doing their work. They were doing their jobs. So she became very excited to see all these things, because it was also a part of her journey, and she was watching and she was seeing how many kinds of people may be there, and how many kinds of people can work on the river side. Okay, now just before the sun disappeared into the water, just before the sun disappeared into the water, the ferry reached the island and stopped. So where she had to reach? She had to reach in an island. And you know what is an island? Yes, island is a place which is surrounded by water. So it is a land place which was surrounded by the water, and maybe it is a small kind of place which was surrounded by the water, and it was a inside, or it is in the middle of the water side. So she had reached before the sunset. They have reached to their final destination. Okay, it was an island, and they reached there. And then it was time to get down from the ferry. So they get down from the ferry. At last we reached Amuama's place. So it was a long journey, and within their journey they have crossed the different type of states. They have crossed different type of places. They have she has seen so many kinds of people, even the water, the bus, so many kinds of vehicles she used to reach her Amuama's place, or her grandmother's place. So it was a long but exciting journey she did, isn't it? So it was an exciting journey, and so many interesting places she had seen. So it was time for us to get off. At the last, we reached Amuama's place. What a long and interesting journey it has been. So at last, she has finally, she just get off in that place, in the island, and she has reached to her grandmother's house, or you can say Amuama's place. Okay, now it was really a interesting journey. Have you ever visited this type of journey? Ever you have done this type of 2-3 days journey? It is really tiring, but it is exciting in the same time. Okay, now Omanas traveled by different kinds of transport. There are some questions before to write. We will just discuss of it, and then the next day we will write. Okay, so Omanas traveled by different kinds of transport after she got down from the train. Can you remember what these were? Yes, so Omana traveled by different kinds of transport after she got down from the train. So what were there after when she reached at Kottayam, then to reach her, Valiamma's place, she had to take the auto rickshaw, and then they have gone to the, from the Valiamma's place, then Kottayam, Valiamma, they had to take the auto rickshaw, and from Valiamma's place to for the bus station, they again went there, and then they had to take the bus, and then after the bus they had to travel in the ferry. So there were so many places, so many transport, land transport, and then after water transport they had traveled. Okay, so okay, so they had to crosses lots of places from lots of and different kinds of transport they had to cross. Now, on which vehicle have you traveled? So, obviously, we all have traveled in a boat also, in a train also, as well as more or less every person have traveled in a bus also. Okay, which ride did you enjoy the most? So it is your own choice in which ride you have enjoyed the most. You will write your own answer. Omana left Ahmedabad on 16th May. How many hours did it take for her reach Amuama's place? So it was almost the third day. So it was almost the 2.5 day, and I think 35 to 36 hours they have. She has crossed in the journey. Have you ever been on the long journey? Where did you go? So it is your own experience. You will write that how many, in which journey you have traveled along, and what was your long journey. It is completely your answer you will write. And in my answer, I have traveled in a train 1 and 2 times from this West Bengal to Uttar Pradesh, and that was almost 23 to 24 hours journey. Okay, and you will write your own journey, about your journey, that how many hours you have traveled and which was your longest journey. Okay, now have you ever been on long journey? Where did you go? So it is your own journey. Name the different kind of transport that you use during the journey. Generally we use, if we goes by the plane, or if we go by the train, whatever the first thing we have to travel by the train or by the plane, and then we have to take some auto rickshaw or the taxi if the destination is nearby to your place. Sometimes the rickshaws are available, sometimes the auto rickshaws are available. So whatever the things you have done, and maybe from the main place you have to go further for some village or for some other place, that time we have to take sometimes we take our own taxi, and sometimes we travel by the bus or by the other kind of vehicles. So whatever the vehicles you have tried, you have to write that. How long did your journey take? So you will write about your own journey. And now the this content is being completed, and then they have to now we will do the next day we will write all the answers along with the few of the content are there, but these all are the very short content. So before to completing this content, we will start to write the 2 pages answers in the next day. Okay, so have a nice day, and you just have your nice day and do your best, and start to learning your PT1 test, because maybe in the coming days you will have your PT1 test. And one more thing I would like to share with you, that is, again there will be a Olympiad, that is Green Olympiad will be held from the school. It will be online. Okay, so in a very short time, or maybe within 1 and 2 days, I will give you the notice in your Skype or in your website. So if you are interested to attempt the Green Olympiad, that means related to your environment, whatever this in the EVS, whatever the things you are learning from the EVS, it is generally related to your COVID-19, sanitation, and about all these things, watershed plan, and how to save the water. These all conservation, water conservation, and your environment cleaning, these all questions will related to in that Olympiad. So I will give you the details within 1 and 2 days, and you apply for that. Online you will apply for the Green Olympiad, and online you will get the time to give all the answers. Okay, so all the details I will give you, but I hope that you will attempt, because it will start from 4 to 12. So there will be different type of papers for different classes. So I hope you all will just attend, and you will try to attend at least the Green Olympiad. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.